We usually learn about history from a distance, right? Through dates and facts and figures. But what if we could actually step inside a moment in time? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're diving headfirst into the Dust Bowl, all through the pages of a young girl's diary.
Just think about that for a second. How do you fight a storm that's made of the very ground you walk on? It's a truly terrifying question. This wasn't just some wind and rain. This was the earth itself, rising up. And for millions of people during the Dust Bowl, this was their unbelievable reality.
So, forget the dry textbooks. Today we're getting a first-hand account from a young girl named Grace Edwards. This is what she wrote in her diary on one specific day, March 7th, 1935. Yeah, let's be super clear here. We are not talking about a little gust of wind kicking up some dirt. These were monstrous, rolling walls of topsoil that could literally blot out the sun in minutes. So when Grace's sisters come bursting in the door talking about a big, dark cloud, this is what they were seeing. A terrifying wall of earth about to turn day into night. Every storm has a beginning, right? And this one starts on a day that was anything but stormy. It was beautiful, it was peaceful. Grace's diary entry kind of lulls you into this false sense of security, which of course makes what happens next so much more intense.
You can almost feel that, can't you? The warmth on your skin, the fresh air, just the normal everyday sounds of a family at home. It's a picture of total peace. And boom, just like that, in his single sentence, that peace is absolutely shattered. It's the stammering, the panic in the kids' voices, that's the first alarm bell. The whole mood just flips on a dime. This is just masterful storytelling. The author uses these little details, the warm air, the sound of laughter, to set up this perfect normal day. And that's what makes the arrival of that big, dark cloud so much more terrifying. It's a classic move, and it works perfectly here. All right, so the threat is no longer just a rumor from a couple of panicked kids. It is a visible, enormous, terrifying reality. Let's see how Grace's diary actually describes the storm itself. Listen to the description there. It's not just a cloud, it's enormous. And it's not gray or white, it's got this sickly, yellowish-brown color. That one visual detail immediately tells you this is not a normal storm. Wow. That line just hits you, doesn't it? Like a train. She doesn't just say it was moving fast, she compares it to a machine, something huge, mechanical, and absolutely relentless, unstoppable. So what Grace is doing here is using a classic tool from the writer's toolkit, a simile. It's a pretty simple device, just using like or as to compare two things. But the effect it has here is just, wow. It's about so much more than just making a pretty description. And this is why that line has so much punch. See, a cloud is a natural thing, but a train is a man-made beast of steel and power. By comparing the dust storm to a train, she makes it feel like a monster, something unnatural and hostile that is actively coming to get them. The monster is at the door. The time for watching is over. The story now shifts from seeing the storm approach to the frantic, desperate fight for survival inside the house. Look at this checklist. These are not random, panicked actions. This is a drill. It's practiced, it's methodical. I mean, the word frantically tells you they're terrified, but the actions themselves, they show this isn't their first rodeo. They know exactly what they have to do to even have a chance. And there it is, the moment of impact. The description here is just pure sensory overload. It's not just something you see, it's a deafening roar that you hear, and it's a physical impact that literally sends chills down your spine. This slide just lays out the core conflict perfectly. On the left, you've got Grace's internal human experience. Her hands are trembling, her heart's pounding, she can't breathe. And on the right, you have the external, inhuman violence of the storm, whipping, howling, rattling. It's a perfect picture of one person against this overwhelming force of nature. So they're sealed inside, but the battle is far from over. Now it's just a matter of endurance. It's about waiting out the monster that is literally trying to tear its way into their home. I mean, just try to imagine this. The light from their lamp is fading, not because it's running out of fuel, but because the air itself is so thick with dirt that the light can't get through. They're sitting in a foggy darkness, struggling to take a breath, and just terrified that their only shelter is about to be ripped to pieces.
And after all that tension, we get this sudden moment of release. The door bangs open, and for a second you think, this is it! The storm is getting in! But instead, it's her father, finally getting back inside. The family is together, and for just a moment, they are safe from the storm.
So as that storm is raging outside their little farmhouse, let's just pull back for a second. What this diary entry does so brilliantly is it takes this huge, almost abstract idea of the Dust Bowl, and it makes it intensely personal. It makes it real.
So what's the secret sauce here? How does this one little diary entry have so much power? Well, it's all of this working together. The first-person point of view puts us right there with Grace. The conflict gives us real stakes, and that incredible language makes the threat feel alive. We don't just learn about the Dust Bowl, we feel what it was like to live through it.
And really, that's the big idea I want to leave you with. We can read all the facts and figures we want about the drought in the 1930s, but it's stories like Grace's, the trembling hands, the dimming lamp, the relief of a father walking through the door, that truly connect us to the past. They help us understand the very real human side of history.